My dear friends, life after 60 is often painted as a chapter of slowing down, weaker bones, fading strength, and endless reminders that you're not as young as you used to be. But let me tell you something beautiful today: aging is inevitable, but weakening is optional. When we hear about health, many people rush to the latest trends: bone broth, exotic powders, miracle supplements. But the real secret, my friends, is much simpler and much deeper. The food that truly builds muscle and ends sarcopenia, the silent loss of strength that comes with age, is not something you buy in a fancy jar. It's something you feed your body, mind, and spirit every single day. Let's begin with the first ingredient: gratitude. Do you know what gratitude does? It activates your inner chemistry. When you wake up and thank your body for carrying you through the years, even with its wrinkles, its aches, its scars, your body begins to heal from within. Gratitude releases strength that no protein shake can. The second ingredient is purpose. A life without purpose is like a muscle without movement. It slowly wastes away. When you have something to live for, a cause, a dream, a smile to bring to someone's face, your inner vitality returns. You walk differently. You breathe differently. You live differently. And the third ingredient, my friends, is connection. Eat meals with people you love, talk, laugh, listen. Because loneliness is more dangerous than sarcopenia. It weakens the soul before it touches the body. Yes, nutrition matters. Eat real food: lentils, greens, fruits, nuts. Stay active. Walk a little more. Stretch a little deeper. But remember, food for the soul is just as important as food for the body. So if you're over 60, don't chase the next trend that promises youth. Instead, feed yourself with gratitude, purpose, and connection. That's the real diet for strength. Because muscles fade, but meaning doesn't. And when your life is full of meaning, energy finds its way back to you. Thank you. Gratitude is more than just saying thank you. It is an inner attitude, a way of seeing life that changes the chemistry of our mind and body. When we start to appreciate what we already have, our body begins to respond differently. Science has shown that gratitude lowers stress hormones, improves sleep, and even strengthens the immune system. But beyond science, there is a deeper truth. When we stop complaining about what's missing and start cherishing what's working, we release a flow of positive energy that strengthens us from within. As we grow older, we often focus on what we've lost: youth, speed, flexibility, stamina. But gratitude helps us shift that focus. Instead of saying, "I can't run like I used to," we begin to say, "I'm grateful I can still walk, still breathe, still move." This small shift in attitude transforms how our body behaves. Muscles that once felt weak start to respond because the mind leading them has become kinder, more encouraging, more alive. The body listens to the language of the mind, and gratitude teaches the mind to speak with love rather than fear. When you wake up each morning, your first thoughts set the tone for your entire day. Most people start with anxiety. What do I have to do today? Will this pain go away? Why am I getting old? But imagine starting the day with gratitude. Thank you for another morning. Thank you for this breath. Thank you for this body that still carries me. You might not realize it, but these words are a kind of nourishment. They feed your inner system just like vitamins feed your cells. Gratitude is invisible nutrition for the nervous system. Our muscles do not only need protein and exercise, they also need peaceful chemistry. When stress floods the body, cortisol levels rise, inflammation increases, and muscle recovery slows down. But gratitude has the opposite effect. It tells the body, you are safe, you are loved, you are doing well. That message calms the entire system, allowing the body to rebuild rather than react. Many people over 60 focus only on diet or supplements to preserve strength, but they forget that emotions are part of nutrition too. A grateful mind digests better, breathes deeper, and sleeps more peacefully, and all of this supports physical strength in ways no powder can. There's also something magical about how gratitude connects us with time. When we are ungrateful, we are trapped between the past and the future, regretting what's gone or fearing what's ahead. But when we are grateful, we exist in the present moment. And the present is where healing happens. You cannot rebuild strength yesterday or tomorrow, you can only do it today. Gratitude brings us back to this moment where energy becomes available, where life feels lighter, where movement feels possible again. Think about people who radiate peace even in their later years. They are not the ones who have perfect health, they are the ones who practice appreciation. They thank their food before eating it. They smile when they see the sunrise. They find joy in the smallest moments. This attitude keeps their muscles relaxed, their hearts steady, and their spirits young. Gratitude is a form of emotional exercise. The more you practice it, the stronger it becomes, and the more resilience it gives to the body. Sometimes gratitude is misunderstood as denial, as if being grateful means ignoring pain or pretending everything is fine. But true gratitude is not about closing your eyes to difficulty, it is about opening them wider. It's about recognizing that even in pain, there is a lesson, even in loss, there is something to be thankful for. When you appreciate your body despite its imperfections, it responds with loyalty. It starts to cooperate with you. You begin to move with more balance, breathe with more ease, and live with more grace. Many people wait for big achievements or perfect health to feel grateful. But gratitude does not wait for perfection, it creates it. Every time you thank your body for what it can do, you strengthen the connection between mind and muscle. Every time you acknowledge a small improvement, a longer walk, a lighter mood, a deeper sleep, you are reinforcing the body's confidence to keep going. This is how gratitude becomes a natural builder of strength. Gratitude is also deeply social. When you express appreciation to others, your family, your friends, your caregivers, it softens your heart and reduces emotional tension. A relaxed heart pumps life more efficiently. A calm mind signals the muscles to function with coordination rather than strain. This harmony between emotion and body is what allows real vitality to appear. You can train hard and eat right, but without gratitude, the process feels mechanical. With gratitude, every action becomes meaningful, every meal becomes sacred, and every step becomes a celebration of being alive. To live with gratitude is to live with awareness. It means noticing the miracle of the simple things, the movement of your fingers, the rhythm of your breath, the beating of your heart. Each of these moments is a reminder that life still flows through you. Gratitude doesn't just make you stronger, it makes you gentler, and that gentleness, paradoxically, is where your greatest strength begins. Purpose is the invisible force that keeps both the mind and the body alive. Without purpose, even a strong body begins to feel heavy. With purpose, even a weak body finds the strength to move mountains. As people grow older, many lose the sense of direction they once had. The children have grown, the job has ended, the routine has slowed. Days start to blend into one another. But when there is no purpose, the inner muscles of motivation start to weaken, and slowly the physical muscles follow. The body responds to the spirit that drives it. When the spirit feels aimless, the body loses its will to fight against time. Purpose gives meaning to motion. When you know why you are waking up in the morning, your steps become lighter. The heart beats with more enthusiasm. The same walk that felt tiring yesterday feels easier, because it now leads somewhere. You may not be training for a marathon, but you are training for life itself. A reason to get up, to serve, to create, to contribute. This becomes the most powerful fuel for physical vitality. The muscles are not just built by lifting weights, they are built by lifting your intentions higher every day. When you look at people who continue to glow in their later years, you will notice that they never stopped having a purpose. Some teach, some mentor, some volunteer, some take care of grandchildren, some write, paint, or plant trees. Their secret is not found in supplements or expensive treatments. It's found in their sense of usefulness. The human body was designed to move towards something meaningful. The moment we stop feeling needed, the body begins to shut down in small, silent ways. Purpose changes the chemistry of our existence. It awakens a hormone of enthusiasm. The body starts producing energy because it believes it is required. Cells respond to the signals of the mind. If the mind says, "There is nothing left for me," the body listens and starts to slow down. But if the mind says, there is still so much I can do, the body answers, then I will help you do it. Purpose is not a physical thing, but it manifests physically. It improves posture, sharpens attention, and fills every movement with intent. Sometimes people think purpose must be something grand, like starting an organization or writing a book. But the truth is, purpose can be as simple as wanting to make someone smile today, wanting to grow a small garden, wanting to walk every evening and greet the neighbors. It's not the scale of the purpose that gives strength, it's the sincerity behind it. Even the smallest purpose, when done with love, becomes a fountain of energy. When the mind is engaged in something meaningful, the body finds reasons to stay active. Purpose also has a way of dissolving self-pity. When you dedicate your energy to helping someone else, your own problems shrink in size. You forget your pain for a moment because your attention is directed outward. This outward focus is healing. It reduces stress, improves emotional balance, and renews confidence. People who serve others often live longer and stay physically stronger because their days are filled with reasons to care, to move, to participate. Caring is a kind of exercise for the heart. It strengthens without strain. There is another beautiful quality of purpose. It brings rhythm to life. When you have something to look forward to, the day feels structured. Your meals, sleep, and thoughts begin to align. This rhythm supports the body's internal clock, improves metabolism, and stabilizes mood. Without purpose, days feel random and the body falls into disorder. But when life is guided by purpose, even ordinary activities become sacred routines that nourish the system. Purpose also connects us to hope. Hope is a quiet medicine. It calms anxiety and gives endurance. The body can bear more when the heart believes in something worthwhile. You might be over 60, but purpose makes you feel timeless. It tells you that every day still holds the potential for impact, joy, and growth. It reminds you that you are not merely surviving, you are contributing. And contribution keeps the soul alive in a way nothing else can. When a person has a clear purpose, fatigue feels different. It is no longer the exhaustion of emptiness, it becomes the satisfaction of effort. The muscles that ache after meaningful work recover faster than those that ache from boredom. The body interprets purposeful activity as life-giving. This is why even older people who stay busy with meaningful engagement often show better muscle tone, sharper reflexes, and brighter expressions. Their energy is not borrowed from youth, it is borrowed from meaning. Purpose transforms loneliness into connection. It turns quiet moments into opportunities. Instead of feeling forgotten, you start to feel guided. You begin to see every breath as an assignment, to live well, to think kindly, to act wisely. This subtle shift keeps your inner world vibrant, and a vibrant inner world always reflects as vitality in the outer body. The eyes look alive, the voice sounds stronger, and every gesture carries warmth. Purpose does not erase age, but it gives age dignity, direction, and a sense of adventure that continues to strengthen the spirit with every passing year. Connection is one of the most powerful forms of nourishment a human being can receive. While food feeds the body and purpose feeds the mind, connection feeds the soul. It is what keeps the spark of life burning even when the body begins to slow down. As people age, what weakens them most is not the number of birthdays they've seen, but the walls they build around themselves. Isolation slowly drains energy while connection restores it. When hearts are open and relationships are nurtured, the entire body begins to function differently. Blood pressure stabilizes, mood improves, and muscles regain vitality, because the human body thrives in the warmth of togetherness. When we are connected to others, our nervous system relaxes. We feel safe, we smile more, we move more. The simple act of talking to a friend, sharing a meal, or holding someone's hand releases hormones that heal: oxytocin, serotonin, endorphins. These are not just emotional chemicals, they are biological reminders that we are designed to live in community. Loneliness, on the other hand, does the opposite. It tightens the chest, weakens immunity, and slowly eats away at motivation. A lonely heart often leads to a tired body, but a connected heart sends messages of strength and joy throughout every cell. Connection is not only about company, it is about understanding. You can be surrounded by people and still feel disconnected if there is no genuine care. True connection is when you are seen, heard, and valued. It is when someone listens not to respond but to understand. As we grow older, this kind of connection becomes even more essential. The pace of life may slow down, but the need to love and be loved never fades. Every conversation, every smile, every shared silence is a form of nourishment that keeps the spirit young and the body resilient. The beauty of connection is that it doesn't demand perfection. You don't need to have all the answers or be endlessly cheerful. Connection grows in authenticity. When you share your real feelings, your real stories, and your real self, people can meet you where you are. Vulnerability becomes a bridge between souls. It reminds you that you are not alone in your experiences. Everyone carries pain, loss, and change, but connection turns these heavy realities into shared strength. When burdens are divided among hearts, they weigh less on the body. For people over 60, connection is often the most overlooked form of healing. Many focus on exercise and diet, but forget that emotional health is equally critical to physical well-being. A warm conversation can be more restorative than a supplement. Laughter with friends can strengthen your core muscles better than hours in the gym. When you laugh, breathe deeply, and feel joy, you naturally move your body in ways that stimulate circulation and release tension. This is why people who maintain close relationships often live longer and recover faster from illness. Connection acts like an invisible medicine, constantly balancing the inner systems that keep life flowing smoothly. Connection also gives meaning to daily routines. Eating together turns an ordinary meal into a celebration. Walking with a friend turns exercise into enjoyment. Sharing thoughts and memories turns time into legacy. These moments keep the mind sharp and the emotions balanced. They remind you that life is not about counting years, but about counting moments of genuine togetherness. The strength that comes from feeling part of something larger than yourself, a family, a group, a community, is unmatched. It fuels endurance and keeps hope alive even through physical limitations. There's also a spiritual side to connection. When you truly connect with others, you start to sense the deeper link that binds all living beings. You realize that the energy flowing through you is the same energy flowing through everyone else. This awareness creates peace. It softens the ego and opens the heart. When the heart opens, healing begins. Forgiveness becomes easier. Gratitude comes naturally. And in that state of inner openness, the body relaxes into strength rather than tension. Connection is not just with people. It extends to nature, to the divine, to the very rhythm of life. Watching a sunrise, tending a plant, or feeling the breeze can become acts of connection that renew the soul. Connection also teaches patience and empathy. When you spend time listening to others, their joys, fears, and hopes, your own worries start to lose intensity. Empathy dissolves stress and expands your emotional capacity. This, in turn, improves your overall health. The more compassionate you become, the more balanced your hormones, the steadier your heartbeat, the calmer your mind. Modern medicine often treats symptoms, but connection treats the cause. It restores harmony between the mind, body, and spirit. The challenge in today's world is that we often mistake digital contact for real connection. Messages and notifications create the illusion of closeness, but rarely touch the heart. True connection needs presence. It requires eye contact, shared laughter, and silence without distraction. Sitting across from someone and truly being there, that is the kind of connection that nourishes. It doesn't have to be frequent or long. Even brief moments of genuine human warmth can change the rhythm of your entire day. Connection keeps us human. It reminds us that we are not meant to live as isolated islands, but as part of an interconnected ocean of lives. Each relationship is like a wave that lifts us when we are low and carries us forward when we feel stuck. The more you open yourself to connect with people, with nature, with life, the more energy flows through you. The body grows stronger not only from what it eats or how it moves, but from how deeply it feels connected to the world around it. As life moves beyond 60, there is a quiet invitation that often goes unheard. An invitation to rediscover strength not through what is lost, but through what still lives within. The years that pass are not a sign of fading power, they are proof of endurance, proof of having lived through storms and still being able to stand. The secret to lasting strength has never been locked inside supplements, powders, or magical recipes. It has always been hidden in the simplicity of how we live, how we think, and how we connect. The journey of health after 60 is not about chasing youth, it is about awakening wisdom. The wisdom to know what truly nourishes the human spirit. Gratitude teaches us to honor the present moment. It replaces complaint with appreciation and fear with acceptance. When you wake up each day with gratitude for the body you have, for the breath that continues to flow through you, your mind begins to cooperate with your body instead of criticizing it. The muscles you once thought were weak begin to awaken because gratitude sends a message of peace to every cell. It tells the body, you are doing enough. It tells the mind, there is still beauty left to experience. A grateful person radiates a different kind of strength, not the strength that comes from lifting heavy weights, but the strength that comes from lifting their own thoughts into light. Gratitude transforms aging from something to fight against into something to grow through. It allows you to celebrate each wrinkle as a line of wisdom, each gray hair as a thread of experience. Gratitude keeps the inner fire burning gently, warming rather than consuming. Purpose adds direction to that warmth. It is the compass that prevents the heart from drifting into meaninglessness. Without purpose, days can feel long and empty. With purpose, they feel alive and intentional. Purpose gives your steps rhythm, your words weight, and your life continuity. It tells you that no matter your age, there is still something to give, still something to learn, still something to create. Purpose transforms routine into ritual. Cooking becomes an act of care. Walking becomes a prayer. Helping becomes a celebration of life. A person with purpose wakes up with energy, not because their body is young, but because their soul is awake. When the mind feels needed, the body follows with enthusiasm. The muscles tighten, the posture straightens, the eyes regain their sparkle. It is not the body that fuels the purpose, it is the purpose that fuels the body. When you serve others, when you share wisdom, when you nurture kindness, your spirit expands. And where the spirit expands, life flows easily. Connection completes the circle. Gratitude roots you within yourself, purpose points you toward action, and connection ties you to others. Human beings were never meant to thrive in isolation. A handshake, a conversation, a shared meal, these are the invisible therapies that heal. Loneliness weakens not just the mind, but also the immune system. Connection, on the other hand, strengthens the heart, balances the hormones, and renews energy. Talking to someone who listens, laughing with someone who understands, or simply sitting in peaceful company are acts of deep restoration. When you connect, you are reminded that life is not meant to be carried alone. Each relationship becomes a soft cushion against life's hard edges. And beyond human relationships, connection to nature, music, prayer, and silence nourishes the spirit. The more you connect outwardly, the more peace grows inwardly. The human body is a reflection of the human spirit. If the spirit is tense, the body becomes heavy. If the spirit is calm and grateful, the body moves with grace. When you live with gratitude, purpose, and connection, you are no longer just maintaining your muscles. You are cultivating vitality. Sarcopenia may be a physical condition, but its antidote is emotional and spiritual. The mind that is thankful, purposeful, and connected sends healing messages to the body every moment. It tells the body, you are still capable, still worthy, still alive. That belief alone can reverse years of quiet decline. Strength does not only reside in muscles, it resides in mindset. The later years of life are not a slow fading, they are a slow ripening. The fruit does not lose its sweetness with time, it deepens. Likewise, when the body ages, the spirit gains a flavor of wisdom that youth could never taste. This is the age to live consciously, to cherish more deeply, to love more freely. It is the age to let go of unnecessary comparisons and to embrace peace as the highest form of fitness. The beauty of life after 60 is that you finally understand what truly matters. It's not about how you look, it's about how you live. It's not about how fast you move, It's about how present you are. Every day that you wake up with breath in your lungs is an opportunity to strengthen yourself from within. Eat well, move often, rest deeply, and above all, live gratefully. Let every morning begin with appreciation, let every task carry meaning, and let every evening end with connection. Strength is not something you need to find. It has always been within you, waiting to be remembered. You are not growing old, you are growing whole. And when gratitude fills your thoughts, purpose fuels your actions, and connection softens your heart, you will discover that real youth is not lost with age. It is reborn through awareness.